Strength is the antidote to this downward spiral. When individuals choose strength, they build resilience. They learn that setbacks are temporary, that effort leads to growth, and that competence is the only true measure of worth. They stop looking for external validation and instead focus on what they can build, create, and contribute. In doing so, they gain real confidence that comes from earned success, not from victim status. Victimhood, when institutionalized, weakens not just individuals but entire societies. A society that encourages people to see themselves as powerless creates citizens who are dependent, bitter, and incapable of handling real adversity. It leads to a culture where grievance is more valuable than achievement, where the loudest complaints receive more attention than the hardest work. This is not a sustainable path for any civilization. The most successful people in history did not dwell on their disadvantages. They did not demand that the world accommodate their struggles. They adapted, they fought, and they proved themselves through their actions. They understood that while they could not always control their circumstances, they could always control their response to them. This is the mindset of strength, and it is the mindset that leads to real progress. The rewards of strength far outweigh the temporary comfort of victimhood. A strong individual gains respect, influence, and the ability to shape their own life. A person who embraces victimhood may gain short-term sympathy, but sympathy does not build competence, nor does it create lasting success. No one admires a person who constantly complains about their misfortunes but does nothing to change them. People admire those who rise despite hardship, who push forward even when the odds are against them. The difference between strength and victimhood is the difference between those who shape the world and those who are shaped by it. Strength demands that people take risks. It requires stepping into uncomfortable situations, facing rejection, and learning from failure. A person who sees themselves as a victim avoids these things because failure is too painful. When one's identity is built around the idea of being disadvantaged. Instead of taking responsibility for their shortcomings, they blame external forces, reinforcing their own limitations rather than breaking through them. A strong individual does not ignore real struggles, but they do not allow those struggles to define them. They recognize problems, but instead of fixating on them, they seek solutions. They do not wait for permission to succeed, nor do they rely on external validation to feel worthy. They take action, adjust when necessary, and refuse to let setbacks turn into permanent excuses. Victimhood fosters entitlement. It teaches people that because they have suffered, they are owed something by others. But life does not operate on a system of debts and repayments based on past grievances. The world does not reward suffering, it rewards value. The person who focuses on making themselves valuable will always surpass the person who focuses on how unfairly they have been treated. There is a fundamental difference between acknowledging injustice and using it as a perpetual crutch. Many people face real difficulties, but strength is found in overcoming those difficulties, not in using them as an excuse to demand special treatment. History is filled with individuals who rose above their circumstances through sheer determination. These are the people who shaped the world, not those who spent their lives demanding that others fix their problems for them. Strength is rooted in responsibility. The moment an individual embraces the idea that their success or failure is their own to bear, they gain real power. Victimhood does the opposite. It externalizes blame, making others responsible for one's struggles and expecting the world to provide solutions. A person who adopts this mindset gives away their agency, placing their future in the hands of forces beyond their control. This is not empowerment, it is self-imposed helplessness. Victimhood culture encourages people to see themselves as oppressed, even when they are not. It convinces individuals that they are at a disadvantage, not because of their choices or actions, but because of an oppressive system designed to keep them down. This narrative is not only untrue in most cases, but it is also profoundly damaging. It robs people of the belief that they can change their circumstances through effort and discipline. A culture that rewards victimhood over strength is a culture that breeds weakness. Strength is the ability to face adversity, to take on challenges, and to move forward despite obstacles. Victimhood, on the other hand, is the mindset that seeks validation through suffering rather than achievement. When society begins to elevate victimhood as a source of power, it creates an environment where resilience is replaced with grievance, and where progress is hindered by self-imposed limitations.